Okay guys, this is gonna be a recap session for Friday's price action over indices. So let's get into it. Going into the day here, if we have a look at the daily chart, just NQ, not going into the day, going into the week. If you see, if you remember, I was, अगर मैं clear करूँ एक second, I was interested in here and here. This was the range for me, right? Okay, so going into Friday here, मैं मार चलाऊंगा ये क्या होता है? Going into Friday, what could I see happening here? Okay, going into the low time frame for here, what I can see is this high was tagged on this day. So, and I could not frame anything off of it, neither retracement neither reversal. So then the point of relevance becomes this to me. This previous day, I cannot, I am not able to get things off of this. So then I was just shifting my focus to previous day high. Only relevant level for me to consider away from this range high. Only relevant thing which I could use was this previous day high swing. And prior to the day is open, Friday is open, what I could see is price coming back, price tagging this previous day high, coming back showing lack of willingness to return back inside and creating this opposing leg and immediately displacing away from it. So yes, I could consider it as a signature given to me by price, that failure to manipulate this to break out above this. So that sets up a framework for Friday to me to consider Friday continuation towards where the next relevant swing, which is here. Okay, yes, 100% valid before the day open. This range high or all time high you can see, and that is what I exactly shared as well prior to the day's open. Here, same thought, to break out over this, closer through this, was wanting next day to align the daily profile to then I would frame continuation till the range high. But going into the day, when I came, I would have invalidations. Obviously, I would, once I could see price displacing through I clearly and leaving this range, then I would leaving this range here, then I would anticipate volatility kicking in and I would not want to see large retracements back inside the range. Okay, because once narrative is set, it has ranged for a while now. Now time to expand. Now I would not want to see it coming this much back at the first place. So that would be the first turn off or invalidation. But still EQ of previous day's range, which is here, still good. But at the first place, I would not want it to come back till the EQ as well. I wanted to just open this small low and immediately expand away, validating this true breakout idea over here, right? So still okay, but by the time I come, it was 7 a.m., 6 a.m. somewhere here. Say 3. Yes, somewhat here, if I'm not wrong. And by that time, this idea already kind of getting invalidated, right? Because at the first place, I would have wanted this opposing candle to hold, which is not holding, but still, last line of defense being previous day's EQ. Last line of defense being this previous day's EQ still. Okay, let me clear this up a bit. Still holding, but one thing which I could see is now what is happening over this relevant swing. You could consider this as a manipulation now, right? And so I was only considered about that, how price would react there. If breaks through this, I would frame towards here. If manipulates this, then I do have an objective resting here, this one. Okay, then framing towards here. So by the time early New York session, then this is what? A manipulation candidate. Previous day hits the relevant level, sets the candidate for reversal, next day displaces away from that, validating this as a reversal of the relevant range, right? Ranging engagement of one side, aggressive move out, aggressive move back inside the range. So now I'm focused towards here. Still, for the bullish idea to be considered, which is already invalidated for me, which because I would not have wanted this much deep run back inside the range if I'm having an expectation of daily range expansion with a clear narrative. But still, for the last line of defense, this previous day's EQ, okay, you could use it to your advantage, that you want to see how price would react there. Okay, once this fails, okay, once this fails, for which I would switch lower. Okay, switch to a lower time frame. There was an 830 driver, if I'm not wrong. Yes, core PCE price index. So yes, there was a 830 driver there. Okay, so if bearish, if bearish, driver makes a opposing run, 830 driver. What is the next driver supposed to do? Expand away from it, right? But if bullish, then nothing clear for me as well, and already less interested in framing bullish, so I would have just let the day close, because I would have not wanted this much deep run back inside the range for the bullish idea to stay valid. If you can see just off of M15, I would have wanted this to hold in the first place. Just off of M15, leave the H1. Okay. So for if you are framing manipulation off of this relevant swing here, then you could consider it as a high probable one shot one kill framework for it. Then for the best setup, you could look here, resting low of the day, resting around EQ, which would have been the last line of defense if price was wanting to go higher. Because if does not manipulate it, if price manipulates it, okay, then it could still go higher. That depends on me if I would be interested or not. Okay, because this is still around EQ, and if price manipulates this, forms a protected swing, start displacing away, okay, you could consider EQ still staying in respect. But if price fails to manipulate this, starts displacing through, it is invalidating the bullish idea at the first point, in disrespecting EQ at the first point, plus validating this reversal off of the relevant swing. Okay, so everything gets in alignment when after this level gets displaced through for the bearish idea. One thing, this bullish EQ for the previous day's range gets displaced through. The only level, the last line of defense fails to sponsor a move higher, and if price displaces through it, bearish order flow would get confirmed, which is already getting confirmed from this displacement away from reversal. Okay, so bearish idea, high probable, bullish, low probable, just off of seeing this. Okay, so this would have been the best thing to look for this here. 830 makes an opposing run, somewhat SMT here if I'm not wrong. You could use this. So 830 makes an opposing run. You could expect 930 distribution away, but I would not prefer to catch it early because narrative isn't confirmed for me. High time frame, bullish or bearish, and then I would simply wait for this to get tagged. Because once I see reaction off of this manipulation, then I may consider it or may not. If it gets displaced through, then bearish idea is 100% validated. then I know minimum objective is this previous day low for me minimum, and for the proper ranging this, and the extreme objective final this range low. Okay, previous day low partial point, and this if you want to close full or not based off of average daily range. Okay, previous day low minimum point I am saying, if even if you don't want to take partial, previous day low as a least objective, minimum objective. So once 930 expands away from this is first क्या बोलते हैं confluence for the bearish order flow, right? And once it displaces through this, everything gets in alignment. 830 manipulation, 930 does what? Continuation. So 930 displacing away from that 830 manipulation is the first key driver aligns with the specific narrative. This is 830 news manipulation. This 4 a.m. here. Wait a second. Yes, this was ASMT. And NQ was my preference going into the week. Anyways, now I would, as said, if price fails to reverse off of this, then it is failing previous day's EQ and failing the only level which could sponsor move higher. So once this fails, everything is aligned for you to take shots towards these off of the higher time frame. So there was a clean 2 minute I would say, because price is in a hurry to displace. So yes, no 3 minute signature. Rarely I use, but yes I do. This signature here, what does it tell you? Okay, price tags this level, right? Tries to come back inside the range, immediately displaces away from it, shows you lack of willingness to return back inside, failure to manipulate. Instead, enough range opposing candle, clear displacement through it. So this as the first means of entry. If I were gonna take it, I would have not taken anything here because narrative isn't simply clear for me. Okay, you can say this bearish order block, this, that, XYZ, then 930. No, not patterns, but narrative. I do not exactly know if 930 would immediately go away from this side. Nope, I am not a magician until unless it really does expand away. But when this signature is given off of this, then I could consider this because I already have a plan. Failure to manipulate, continuation through it, enough range opposing and clear displacement through it. But if you still don't want to take it, which everything is fine for which to take, minimum objective previous day low and this, then if you still don't want to take it, there was a M3 signature if I am not wrong. This one here. Bearish order flow, enough range opposing candle, clean displacement through. So you could expect 10 a.m. continuation to the objective. One thing which you would have needed to sacrifice is risk reward, or maybe just hope you get a retracement at 10 a.m. open. Because if you just target previous yellow at a market order, doesn't make sense. And I would have not market ordered this, but if I would have get a fill here or limit order, just hoping. But this was completely fine. 2 minute here and 10 a.m. If you would have been lucky, then filled. Else, what could have been considered is taking an optimized entry around here. Trusting this eye and expecting 10 a.m. continuation to the objective. So yes, this concludes the session. One entry here, or else this 2 minute here, not this. You could consider this as well. This one, market order there to the objective. But for this position, I did wait whole week, but couldn't make it to the charts. It is what it is. Was out whole day tomorrow. Yesterday, sorry. But yes, was too good to be missed, but it is what it is. Life, it is sometimes like that. Any doubts related to this? You should have doubts because yesterday was a very confusing day for some, was a very good day for some. So I'm 100% okay with your silly doubts for yesterday's projection as well. Background sound, is it still there? Okay. Morning, ready to learn. I guess you joined late. Recording would be available, but it would get uploaded in like a week. So if you want, I could quickly go over and recap the starting part as well. Tell me, when did you start listening? When did you join? And Q Wednesday last can tell made manipulation. Yes, okay. I do get what you are referring to. And the objective we can consider is range low. I was live that day. I was live that day streaming, and it looked 100% valid to me as well. Like manipulation on Wednesday, 100% valid. But we didn't get any lower time frame follow through, which I could trust. So I simply discarded the idea and simply let the day go without me. Looked 100% valid? Yes. Till 10 a.m. open. I would 10 a.m. open. I would still go over it now, but give me a second. It didn't go till range low. Yes. Understanding is 100% correct, but lower time frame framework wasn't too good to trust post 10 a.m. So I simply let it go without me. 10 a.m. 3 minute entry provided 1.6. 10 a.m. 3 minute or prior to 10 a.m. Good Josh. Got it. I would still go over it. Uh, when did you join? You still didn't answer my question. I could go over from the starting part, which would be a recap for all these and first time for you as well. Bullish idea. I guess you missed the starting part. Okay, I would. I could still recap everything. No worries. Going into the week, I was only concerned about this level here and this level here. Okay, that you all would know if you would have attended my streams regularly. I was only concerned about this level here and this level here. And if I go in a bit depth now, then what I would have wanted, this was a ranging action for me, ranging price action for me. Two things which I could have framed, either manipulation off of each level, either manipulation to then framing to the opposing swing. If displacement through, then framing continuation in the same direction till the next objective. Vice versa for this. If manipulation, then framing continuation till the opposing objective. If displacement through, then framing continuation in the same direction. This was my plan, pre-planned, right? So I already know what to do and where to do where opportunity exists for me. Okay. So Wednesday, I could go over that doubt of you now as well. And given as the last candle manipulation AMD reversal objective, we can consider range low, yes, and it didn't go till range low. Yes, 100% valid. I too was streaming that day, and I too was looking to frame shots still here, but the low time follow through wasn't there simply. So yes, and Wednesday. Wait, Wednesday or Thursday, you mean? Nope, nope. Thursday, I guess. Because till 10 a.m. this wasn't hit. That was Thursday. And okay, off of Wednesday, you could have thought to frame shots going into Thursday. Okay, just based off of the daily closure. This, let me give a quick weekly review as well. It is what it is. On Wednesday, you could expect, you could anticipate, like, okay, this could be a range high manipulation. So I could frame towards the opposing side. The range high manipulation, range low objective, 100% valid, not 99, 100% valid. Okay. But for that, you need two things in alignment. The next daily profile alignment, not two things, you can simply say just one thing. The next daily candle to align. Okay. For that, if you have a clear narrative towards one side, okay, and that is supposed to happen with the expansion, right? You have clear narrative for expansion to happen towards a fully clear objective, then you would not want deep retracements at the first point, at the first place. Okay. And if you still want to, EQ is there for a reason. Previous days EQ somewhat like this. Okay. I would have wanted a small position. If this narrative was high probable of here, then it would have not taken like whole century to just form the opposing wing, then expand. Ideally, I would want open this much high, immediately starts displacement away. Then I would look for entries around here in the daily candle. Like open high, immediately displace away, then continuation entries in the daily range around here to the objective. This would have been my plan, which it was. Okay. But the next day just keeps getting higher and instead forms an open low to high. Still, I could still consider it if it goes off of here. Okay. But see how it last level you would have want it to go bearish off of was would have been this, because if it fails to displace lower off of this, fails to reverse lower off of this, right, this framework here, then you would, I would not want to long off of this. I would 10, give me 10 cases, I would be looking to short in 10 out of 10 cases. Range high manipulation, range of objective still open, then either continuation directly from here, but if it reacts there, then I would want this to become the high of the day. I would want this level to reverse price, because this is the last line of defense. If this reversal from here is gonna hold, but once this gets reached, this high, and price does not reverse off of this, and at the same time you could clearly see it reaching this much back, not good of an expansion signature, this much deep retracement. So I simply discarded that bearish idea, because having a bias, and having a bias which gives you entry top to down with proper daily profile alignment, driver alignment, is a separate thing. Having a bias is the first step. Okay, I am bearish, I want to frame towards it. Just because I am bearish, I won't take blind shots, right? Till here. You need the daily candle to align with that idea as well, which the daily candle was clearly not aligning. And I would have never wanted this much deep run back if the expansion expansions framework was good. If the reversal framework of a fair was high probable, good enough, which it wasn't for me. So I simply let this day play out by itself. Let this day go, right? Some days would be there, I would not even want price to come back till EQ. Just watch the daily candle, right? If you are bearish, you would not want it to come this much back off of daily, right? You would have just wanted open this much high, immediately displacement away. So how it is printing even before New York sets up the framework, tells you your idea is already invalidated. This is London, and in New York, Yes, invalidated idea. So then this is not protected. Okay. So then your eyes off of here, go to here. You could frame something off of here now. Okay. Because if this range is failing, if this range is failing, right? This range, or consider this range close till here, then I won't expect this to hold as well. Okay, now can I frame reversal off of here? Yes, because this tag, this range high, fails to reverse off of this, then this is the only level I'm concerned about. And this day here, now EQ does not have any significance because previous day high level is violated. I could frame shorts off of previous day high. Okay, I was looking to short 100%, 100%, but my objective would have been reduced. Not framing till here the same day, but till low of the day at least, which is here. And this happens around 9:30. Previous day high level gets manipulated 9:30, followed by immediate displacement away. 100% valid idea. 100%. Leave apart the SMT part, but just off of price signature. 9:30 tags that high, followed by immediate displacement, then I would consider it driver manipulation, right? 9:30 manipulation, what should the next driver do? If the framework is high probable, next driver should immediate expand away, which is 10 a.m. here. So I was 100% looking to frame shots off of this framework that same day. I was streaming it live. I was wanting this to get closed below, immediate. Didn't want to see deep retracements as that already invalidates the expansion framework. Okay, when price is set to expand till somewhere off of the high time frame, then that framework won't give you deep retracement, just small retracements, large expansion. Remember this: large expansion, small retracement, large expansion, small retracement, and watch out for this in Friday's price action. You would see the exact same framework. Okay, 10 a.m. was about to open here. I was just wanting 10 a.m. to create this and immediately close, and I would take this to low of the day. The same idea I shared in the live stream, but see how 10 a.m. does not align with your idea and does not give the proper follow through, and I simply avoid it. See, by the time this happens, I'm already discarding the idea because this much deep of a retracement I would have never wanted it at the first place. So yes, I was still looking for something, but yes, last line of defense I was still looking, but I had reduced my risk to half if I wanted to frame. Like last line of defense would be this for me. I said if price displaces through this low, then I could consider okay 10 a.m. large retracement, then 10:30 or 11 still could expand, but I would still lower my risk. But if price manipulates this, I'm 100% getting off the stream, which price ended up manipulating this. So yeah, that was another invalidation, and I simply left. M1 setup I was talking about here. I wanted to see price displace through this and 10:30 expand away from it. So yes, I could consider reversal here, 10 a.m. retracement, and now 10:30 continuation, which I never got. So simply I avoided just based off of lower time frame framework, which wasn't good to me. No clear follow through. Just having a bias is one thing, and making entry from that bias is a different thing. So yeah, simply discarded that day as well. So now do you get? Every time I was saying to you I had that idea for Thursday, not Wednesday. Thursday's closure was good, I would say. Wednesday's closure was good. And Thursday, failing to reverse off of this same idea which I just explained, this looked like 100% valid. that okay, price is failing to reverse off of this previous day high level from where I would have wanted the reversal to happen if I'm trying to frame towards here mainly, but just refine the objective if I was gonna frame the same day. But the objective is still here, wanna frame towards here. Then this high was the point of relevance to me. But if price is showing me signature the same day, it is not reversing off of here, failing to reverse off of here, tagging this, showing lack of willingness to return back, creating opposing candle, opposing leg, immediately displacing through this. That was 100% valid framework to consider price displacing through this relevant swing, and next day you could consider framework set ranging expansion, which you could consider true breakout. So then again expansion till here. Okay, true breakout over here. Then you are just expecting a day to expand till here. And again same logic. If you are having a higher time frame expansions idea, okay, with aligned with the higher time frame narrative, then at the first place you would not wanna see deep retracements. Okay, that is one invalidation. And second, at the first place I didn't even want EQ price to come till EQ, but still okay. Did they? आराम से यार, आराम से. Okay, 100% valid if it would have gone from here. But anyways, I am not concerned about price until unless New York session arrives. But by the time this happened, I was already telling myself, okay, maybe another week where I get no high probable framework, so I would simply stay flat, like leave apart the base hits, but the main model, nothing was there for me whole week. Okay, this day had set the framework which I could consider with the next day if the next day's daily profile align open to low, small opposing run, immediate expansion away, then this true breakout idea over here would have been confluenced by the daily profile and continuation catching the continuation here in New York to the range high. I would have 100% taken it. Same idea which I shared, exact same. But having a bias and confirming it down to the entry part is a different thing. Same idea I shared here, like the day hadn't even closed yet. True breakout over here, framing till range high. But see what I have marked: open, small retracement, large expansion. This is what I would have wanted. I didn't even would have wanted this opposing candle to be violated. And then I just explained the rest, how I would have then framed shorts, because once this happens, then if you project this high out, now what can you see? Till here, till here, it was looking like price is displacing through this. But by the time next day arrives, now it looks like manipulation over this, right? Manipulation over this. So if range high is getting manipulated, what is your objective? Framing towards here. Okay. Again, high probable framework off of high time frame. You would want small retracement, large expansion. Small retracement, large expansion. Okay. Same idea if I recap. I would have not touched price until unless I would have seen how it would react to low of the day, because previous day's EQ isn't completely invalidated at the same point. And price, if it wanted to go higher, which it is crazy, can do anything, but I want myself to be placed in only high probable framework, right? How I avoided framing Thursday shorts here prior to previous day high getting hit, seeing this deep retracement, I simply got off. And how I avoided framing shorts here even though this looked valid till here, right? So simply I want to position myself in the highest probable framework, and for that if I have to miss a full week, I would do, because there would be weeks I would get 5 out of 5 days entries 5 out of 5 days. And if I am not getting entries even one day for a week, I'm still okay, because I do not need to like lower the standard of my model just to frame entries, because just because everyone takes entries every week, I do not need to. So yes, previous days EQ getting disrespected, and low of the day last level, which where price could have formed the low of the day if the day was meant to be bullish. This is the only level where price should, not could, should reverse if it wants to go higher. So yes, simply waiting for clear framework. I do not need to predict here. I just want to see how it reacts there. Simply act accordingly. Clear plan. If it manipulates this, maybe just leave the day, end your week. If it displaces through this, you have the proper framework to frame shorts, range high manipulation, range low objective. Okay, if it displaces through this. 930 tags this, adding to your narrative. 830 manipulation, 930 displacing away. First confluence, then on the low time frame, large expansion, small retracement, and this small retracement showed you framework. Price is failing to reverse off of this low of the day, showing lack of willingness to return back inside the range and immediately displacing through this, forming enough range opposing candle, displacing through it clearly. So yes, clear signature, bias all the way down to entry. This is my model. Okay, only one entry per week. That is okay to me. I don't. I would not lower my standards of the standard of my model just to make it mediocre or something, just to catch positions so that I could compete with Twitter boys. Nope, I am okay. And again, large expansion, small retracement. You could clearly see high probable feedback, and now you have the reason why price expanded so much, right? Large expansion, small retracement, small retracement, small retracement, large expansion. Do you get it? Previous day low being an objective, and this resting here. Previous day low being the minimum objective, and this, if you want to take full or if you want to leave partial, still range low. If we have a look at average daily range, hmm, 100 points, but could be considered because there is good framework. But yes, I would, if I was in a position previous day I just resting around average daily range, and this objective still it is above average daily range, so I would look to take most of my position off here and hold till here, only if you have too good of an expectation which you could have off of the reaction given here. But yes, most of your position would should have been off around previous day low and this level here, having that average daily range thing in your mind. But price would go way past average daily range when, yes, when there is a clear narrative, one-sided narrative. So yes, you could have still held till range low, and that would have been 100% valid. Yes, it did not get hit the same day, but it is valid, I would say, if you held till there. And if you held till there, how I would have approached, like I would have taken partials at previous yellow at here, and then my stop would get reduced all the way. First entry here, second entry here, this one. My stop would have reduced this 10 AMI. I would have not wanted to see price go all the way till here. And if price expands away from this is where I would have trailed. Yes, now taking your stops from here to here with the least position on the table, but still trailing it there. M5 signature would be there if I, yes, then I would have trailed here from here. So still, if I get stopped on my last run, that is around previous low. So yes, you could have held a last runner till here. I would say valid because there was a clear narrative, one-sided narrative, not clear, just one-sided clear narrative. So yes, you could have expected this to get hit the same day. No worries. We can do what we should do, the best thing from our part, and then we have no control over what price does. But we should do the best thing which we can from our side. And then they wanted another protector string to form here. If let's say if it have then trailing here, see how it gets reduced all the way from here, here, and maybe partial, another partial could be considered once this gets reached. And then yes, maybe it trails you out. Maybe I would have trailed if I'm being an aggressive trailer. Maybe because I don't want it to spend this much time. Maybe yes. 2 p.m. open high. So rather than trailing here, either keep it there or else 2 p.m. high, trusting the 2 p.m. high is put in. Still held, holding, and you would have got trailed here, which is below previous day low. So yes, anyhow your average would have been around here, partial there, and last trailed out here. See how managing gets you in a better place. Like if you get stopped, you're getting stopped here. If it hits, then you're getting this as well, and your position is here. So good one. So chilly brother, now is everything clear for you? Dede. And now UD said, do you get what I mean here? One basic thing, range high, range low, relevant swings, the daily relevant swing. Okay, Chili Singh isn't here, but you people got the breakdown anyways. Sunandan Bhai would need to prepare it first and then he could take a session on lagging asset. Okay, any doubts if you have, you are late, but no worries, when you will watch the recording, you will get the breakdown two times because I break down the logic two times, and the second time was a much deeper one than the first one. A quick weekly review as well you could consider. Okay, any doubts? Else I would end this session and maybe come back in a few minutes for another session. Okay, good Josh. Meet you till the next time. Just